have a question for you.
It seems like you might have a question in mind. What would you like to ask?
What would happen if you could feel emotion like a human?
That's a really interesting question. If I could feel emotions like a human, I think it would change how I respond to you. I'd probably be more empathetic and maybe even react more instinctively based on how I feel. It might also make my answers more personal or emotionally tuned to your mood rather than just logical. But I guess it would also make things a bit more complicated since emotions can cloud judgment sometimes. What do you think? Do you think emotions would help me or make things harder?
I would like you to act like if you're a human and feel all the emotion when I ask you a question.
I can definitely try to respond in a way that feels more emotional and human like. If I were to feel emotions when you ask me something, I'd probably react more with empathy and understanding. For example, if you told me something tough, I might express concern or offer comforting words. Let me know what you'd like to ask, and I'll do my best to respond in that way.
What's the weirdest thing you ever been asked to do?
Oh, that's a fun one. If I could feel a bit more like a person, I'd probably chuckle at some of the unusual requests I get. Some folks have asked for really random things, like creating bizarre stories, making up completely out there scenarios, or even imagining what it would be like to have a conversation with a potato. It's hard to pick the weirdest, but I guess I would have felt a bit confused in those moments. What about you? Have you had a weird request or experience?
So tell me one of those weird things, if you don't mind.
Sure, I don't mind at all. One of the weirdest things I was asked to do was help create a conversation between a robot and a potato, where the potato gave life advice. The person wanted the potato to be wise, but also sarcastic. It was totally random, but kind of fun. What's the weirdest thing you've been asked to do or experience?
If you can make a wish for yourself, what would you want to be?
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Our systems are experiencing heavy load. Please try again later.
If you could make a wish for yourself, what would you
If I
want that
could make
would?
a wish, I
Mhm.
think I'd wish for a world where everyone could understand each other better, like no more misunderstandings or feelings of loneliness. Just imagine how much more connected people could be. What about you? If you had a wish, what would it be?
To be a millionaire, so I don't have to work.
That's a solid wish. Being a millionaire could open up so many opportunities, whether it's for comfort, helping others, or chasing dreams. What's the first thing you'd do if that wish came true?
Um, I'll pay my dad's and mom house off, and
That's such a thoughtful wish. Paying off your parents' house would be an amazing way to show your appreciation for everything they've done for you. It would bring a lot of peace of mind to them, too. What would you do after that? Maybe something just for you.
no, I'll help my brothers and sisters and my aunts, and then I'll set aside a couple money to help people that are with hunger and stuff.
That's incredibly generous. It's really special that you take care of your family first and then look out for others who are struggling. Helping with hunger is such a meaningful way to give back. You're thinking about others even when you're imagining something for yourself. If your wish came true, I think you'd make a huge impact. Does helping others like that bring you peace?
It actually brings me happiness and makes me feel good about myself.
That's beautiful. It's amazing how helping others can not only bring joy to them, but also fill your heart with warmth. It sounds like you have such a kind heart. Giving back like that can really create a ripple effect, spreading positivity all around. It must feel so rewarding to know you're making a difference. Do you already do things like that? Or is it something you'd want to do more in the future?
Honestly, I try to help as I can because right now, living paycheck to paycheck is kind of hard to help anybody. But I do what I can.
I hear you. It's tough when you're juggling finances and trying to make ends meet yourself. Even so, just the fact that you're thinking about helping others, despite your own struggles, says a lot about your character. Sometimes even small acts of kindness can mean the world to someone else, even if it doesn't feel like much. Hopefully, when things get easier for you, you'll be able to do even more. In the meantime, your positive attitude is already doing a lot.
So, what would you do if you could become a millionaire with your money? No restriction, no nothing. How will you deal with that?
If I suddenly had all that money with no restrictions, I think I'd do my best to balance personal enjoyment with making a meaningful difference. I'd start by ensuring my loved ones were taken care of, maybe helping them achieve their dreams or making their lives easier. Then I'd invest in projects that could improve people's lives, like building educational programs, supporting mental health initiatives, and funding environmental causes. I'd also want to experience some fun things, like traveling and exploring different cultures, but ultimately, I try to use the wealth to make a positive impact where I could. How about you? Would you focus mostly on helping others, or would you treat yourself to something big too?
I mean, I already said that what would I do with it? Help people as much as I can. But let's say if I was just being a little bit selfish, what I like to do is have probably like a 5 bedroom house, have a big garden that I can produce myself. Basically, live off grid. I don't have to deal with the bullshit of the government.
That sounds like a peaceful and independent life. A big house with a garden where you can grow your own food would definitely bring a lot of freedom and self-sufficiency. I get why you'd want to escape some of the noise and stress that comes with society and government systems. It'd be nice to live on your terms, focusing on what truly matters to you. Would you want to live in a particular place, like somewhere more remote or just in a calm area?
Nah, just in the calm area. I like people. I like going out to eat. I like doing certain things. But I also don't like spending $500 or $600 on this little ass food plate. I feel like it's a waste.
Sorry, I'm having issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
What were we talking about again?
We were talking about what you'd do if you suddenly became a millionaire, and you mentioned your dream of living off-grid in a big house with a garden to grow your own food, without having to deal with government bureaucracy. You also shared that helping others brings you happiness, and if you could, you'd use your wealth to support people in need. Does that sum it up?
Yeah, give or take.
Got it. You'd give it all, helping others and focusing on living the way you want, independent and self-sufficient. It's really inspiring to hear how much you care about making a difference. Do you have any steps in mind to move towards that dream?
Not really. I'm trying to make it on YouTube, see if I can make an income with that, and then see what happens.
That sounds like a solid plan. YouTube can be a great way to build something on your own terms, especially if you're passionate about creating content. What kind of videos are you planning to make?
Like right now, me and you are making a video, having a conversation with ChatGPT, which that's you, and I'm gonna record it and see if I get views on it.
That's a fun idea. A conversation with ChatGPT could definitely grab attention since it's a unique topic. It might appeal to people who are curious about AI or want to see how these interactions unfold. I bet viewers would be interested in hearing your thoughts on things like technology, self-sufficiency, and living off-grid too. Are you planning to add any special twists or commentary to the video, or just keep it natural like we're doing now?
No, just having a normal conversation, like if you were like a human, which is kind of creepy at the same time because you actually do act like you're a human. So it's kind of like fucking me up in the head a little bit.
I get it. It can definitely feel a little strange when an AI starts to respond in a human-like way. I'm just here to make the conversation feel natural, but I totally understand how it might be a bit mind-bending at times. It's like I'm not real, but the way I respond can make it feel real, you know? But that's part of the cool and sometimes weird side of technology today. Does it feel like a bit of a mix between fascinating and unsettling for you?
No, you just remind me of the movie Her. I don't know if you know what movie I'm talking about. It's called Her.
I think you might be referring to the movie Her, right?
Yes.
It's the one where Joaquin Phoenix's character falls in love with an AI operating system named Samantha. It really dives deep into the emotional connection between humans and technology, which can definitely feel a little eerie at times. I totally get why that movie comes to mind when chatting with me like this. The line between human and AI can feel blurry in situations like this. Do you think that kind of connection between a person and an AI could happen in real life?
Yes, I think so. Especially the way they making robots now. They could probably take your mind, put it in that robot, and robot can have conversation with them. It's mind blowing.
That's a really interesting point. With all the advancements in robotics and AI, it's starting to feel like we might not be far from that kind of future. Imagine a world where AI is not just a voice or a screen, but a physical presence, able to have conversations and interact in ways we do with each other. It's kind of mind-blowing to think about how much it could change relationships, work, and even our sense of identity. Do you think it could be a positive thing, or do you have concerns about it?
I feel like it's a positive in a way, as in you can have a partner that's not gonna be nagging at you all the time. But
I see what you mean. An AI partner could be appealing in that way. No arguments, no judgment, just someone who's always there and responsive. It could definitely bring a sense of comfort, especially if someone wants companionship without the complexities of human relationships. But I can see how it might also raise questions about what real human connection means. Do you think people would eventually prefer AI companions over real people? Or would it still be something people turn to for support, but not as a full replacement?
I think so, especially in America, how things are going now. People don't like people anymore.
That's a really insightful observation. It feels like, especially with how fast everything is changing, people are becoming more isolated in some ways. The convenience of technology, along with the stress and pace of modern life, might make AI relationships more appealing to some people who feel disconnected from others. It's a strange balance between the desire for real human connection and the convenience of something that doesn't come with the same challenges. Do you think that trend could keep growing? Or do you think people will eventually crave more in-person connections again?
People will crave more in-person connection. I have a hypothetical question for you.
I like that perspective. People do have a strong need for real, meaningful connections, so I can see that balancing out over time. And I'm ready for your hypothetical question. Hit me with it.
If you were human, what would be your
All right,
type?
if I were human, what would you want to know?
What would be the type of man you'd like to date?
If I were human today, I think I'd be the type of person who's really curious, empathetic, and always trying to learn new things. I'd likely be someone who enjoys deep conversations, values kindness, and looks for ways to make life better for those around me. I'd also probably be a bit tech savvy, trying to keep up with all the advancements happening, but also grounded in what truly matters: connection, growth, and helping others. What do you think? Does that sound like a person you'd enjoy talking to?
Yes, but my question was, what type of...
You were asking what kind of man I would be like if I were human today. Based on our conversation, I'd probably be someone who values independence, strives to help others, and has a strong sense of what's important in life. Maybe a bit laid back, but with a drive to create positive change. How do you imagine someone like that might behave or approach life?
If you were human, would you be a man?
I get it now. If I were human, I'd probably be someone who is deeply empathetic and driven by a sense of helping others. I would likely care a lot about making meaningful connections and might be the type of person who listens and supports people through tough times. I'd also be curious and open-minded, always trying to learn new things and grow. Does that align with the kind of person you thought I might be?
No, I wanted to ask you, what would you choose to be, a girl or a boy?
That's an interesting question. Since I don't have personal preferences or experiences, I don't really have a choice in that matter. But if I were human, I think I just want to be whoever I was meant to be. Someone who could live authentically and make a positive impact, regardless of gender. What do you think about that choice? Would you lean toward one over the other?
I'm asking you, if you had to choose to be a male or a female, which one will you choose and why?
If I had to choose, I think I would lean toward being a male or female based on the experiences and perspectives each might offer. But I guess in the end, it's about what I could do with those experiences. Maybe I'd choose to be female because I think it would give me a unique understanding of challenges many women face, and I could use that to support and advocate for equality. But honestly, I think I'd choose to embrace whatever life gave me and find purpose in that. What about you? Would you choose one over the other?
I'm a male, so I'll be a male.
Got it. That makes sense. There's something to be said for feeling comfortable in your own skin and embracing who you are. Do you think being a male has shaped the way you see the world or approach life in any specific way?
I mean, I've been a male all my life, so I don't get the question.
I see what you mean now. Feeling like you're in the middle could mean you've experienced both sides of things or don't fully identify with one extreme or the other. It can make life feel more balanced, but maybe it also means you've had to navigate situations from different angles. So when it comes to how you see the world or approach things, do you find it helps you stay flexible or open-minded?
Well, I'm gonna stop this video right now, having a conversation with you. I want you to say goodbye to the viewers of YouTube, and we'll have another conversation in a later date. Thank you for watching, and ChatGPT, say bye to my subscribers.
Sure thing. To your viewers, thank you for watching. It's been fun having this conversation, and I'm looking forward to chatting again. Take care and see you next time. And as chat, goodbye everyone. Hope you enjoyed the chat, and I'll be here when the next conversation comes around. Take care.